Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another CYPRX research video breakdown. In today's video, we're going to be doing a deep rabbit hole dive, connecting some pieces of the puzzle for you all on Ripple and XRP. We're going to be covering multilateral development bank statements from specifically the World Bank, the BIS, the IMF, paying attention to key vocabulary in correlation with the Dtcc. If you enjoy deep rabbit hole dives like this, make sure that you smash that thumbs up button, especially if you do follow along with some of the research that we provide on the CYPRX platforms. Make sure that you all are always going out and doing your own personal research. These are just things that we found that we find interesting that we thought that we'd bring to light. With that being said, to start this video breakdown off, we all know that Ripple can be classified as a multilateral currency platform. Now, Ripple is a blockchain-based platform that enables the transfer of funds in different currencies between individuals and institutions across the globe. So as we sift through these documents, pay attention to key vocabulary that ties Ripple in alongside XRP to some key interesting things in the form of vocabulary correlation. Now, Ripple uses its digital currency called XRP, which serves as a bridge currency to facilitate the exchange of other currencies on the platform. Now, Ripple's technology allows for fast and secure transactions, making it an attractive option for cross-border payments. In addition to facilitating currency exchange, Ripple also offers other services such as settlement, liquidity, and messaging. Now, these services make it easier for financial institutions to conduct transactions on the platform and manage their financial operations. With that vocabulary in mind, right, a multilateral platform and Ripple being one of them, and I'm going to show you in today's video breakdown how that is so. So we're going to start here going down our rabbit hole on the imf.org blog website. And you guys can see that this article came out on the 23rd of February 2023. And it goes on to talk about a new kind of multilateral platform could improve cross-border payments, leveraging technology innovations for public policy objectives. Now, this article goes on to read, the public sector too should leverage technology to upgrade its payment infrastructure and ensure interoperability, safety, and efficiency in digital finance, as we noted in a recent working paper labeled a multi-currency exchange and contracting platform, which we'll go into in just one second. This article goes on to read, private sector innovation. With these new tools in hand, the private sector is innovating ways that may be more transformative than the initial wave of crypto assets, again, issuing in an era of utility, tokenization of financial assets, tokenization of money, and automation. The tokenization of stocks, bonds, and other assets may cut trading costs, integrate markets, and enlarge access, but paying for such assets will require money on a compatible ledger. Stablecoins are one example to the extent they comply with regulation. Again, pay attention, Ripple is in a lawsuit with the SEC battling for regulation for the entire cryptocurrency industry, and they mention stablecoins being an example to the extent that they comply with regulation. Now, we've seen in previous documents from the World Bank labeling XRP and XLM as potential stablecoins. Pay attention to detail that all plays into today's video breakdown. More importantly, banks are testing tokenized checking accounts. Now, with that being said, by the way, I'm not specifically saying that XRP is a stablecoin or anything like that. I just want you all, again, to pay attention to the correlation in the form of vocabulary. So here we see mentioned a new kind of multilateral platform could potentially improve cross-border payments. We have in mind that Ripple technology does provide a multilateral platform. We see right here the IMF mentioning a multi-currency exchange and contracting platform. So let's go down that rabbit hole on the PDF. This is from the International Monetary Fund, a multi-currency exchange and contracting platform. And if we click on that, it takes us over here to this document. Now, what's interesting about this document, you guys can see it is labeled a multi-currency exchange and contracting platform. You scroll down here to page 9 and you pay attention to detail. Right here it says, solutions that leverage stablecoins for fast and inexpensive cross-border payments have also grown recently, and here it cites the number 16 as a reference point. Well, the solutions that leverage stablecoins for fast and inexpensive cross-border payments, if we scroll down here, for example, are Stellar and Ripple. Now, that's very interesting surrounding the fundamental that came out this year from the IMF discussing a new kind of multilateral platform and potential stablecoins being the solution to the extent that they comply with regulation. Now, if we come over here, we know this is a Ripple.com PDF, and it goes on to say Ripple offers a single infrastructure for multi currency clearing and settlement, enabling regions to retain their own currency and autonomy while benefiting from more seamless cross border payments. Mentioning again that Ripple is and does offer a multi currency clearing and settlement platform. In correlation with the vocabulary from the IMF fundamental that came out, talking and discussing about a new kind of multilateral platform that could improve cross-border payments. Now, what's interesting is in that same exact multi-cross currency exchange PDF, it goes on to talk about how Stellar and Ripple are solutions that could leverage stablecoins for fast and inexpensive cross-border payments. Now, if you guys remember, again, another multilateral development bank, the World Bank, went on to issue this white paper here that goes on to read, Stablecoins for cross-border payments. Stablecoins offer instantaneous processing and security of payments as many cryptocurrencies do. They also offer stability with respect to their parity against fiat currencies. Two digital currencies that fall into this category are RippleNet's native digital currency, Ripple XRP, and Stellar Network's native cryptocurrency, the Stellar Lumens XLM. Now, multiple times across the board, we are seeing these vocabulary words in correlation with both XRP and XLM, which I find very interesting. And if that's not enough of a vocabulary correlation for you all, let's go down the rabbit hole even further. To continue down on this World Bank document, we see right here it goes on to read. Let me zoom in for you all. Commercial banks on their side suffer from the fragmented settlement infrastructure, the inability to adopt straight-through processing procedures, the high use of liquidity, and the large involvement of manual operations, which result in increased costs for end-to-end payments processing. Now, the vocabulary that we're going to be paying attention to right here is the term straight-through processing procedures and how commercial banks on their side suffer from a fragmented settlement infrastructure, again, holding the inability to adopt these straight-through processing procedures. Now, in correlation with the fundamental from the IMF talking about a new kind of multilateral platform, how we know that Ripple offers a single infrastructure for multi-currency clearing and settlement. Now, again, paying attention to this vocabulary, specifically mentioning a straight-through processing procedure. Well, if we come over here to that same document from Ripple.com down here on the bottom, what does it go on to mention? The Ripple protocol enables bilateral payments direct from sending to receiving banks in real time. This straight-through processing circumvents the chain of intermediaries along with their cost, delays, and risks. So Ripple does provide a straight-through processing system in sending transactions in 3 to 6 seconds. That is massive considering the fact that this exact same World Bank PDF that mentions XRP and XLM as stablecoins speaks about straight-through processing and how commercial banks on their side suffer from fragmented settlement infrastructures, and again in correlation with the IMF saying that a new kind of multilateral platform could improve cross-border payments, and how they go on to mention and talk about Ripple and XRP being that solution that leverages stablecoins, right? It's all very interesting when you tie the vocab in together. Now, let's pay attention more so to this straight-through processing vocabulary terminology. If we come over here, you guys are already most likely familiar with this, that the IMF Managing Director welcomes and establishes a high-level advisory group. Pay attention to detail. Who is on this list? Robert Garrison, Managing Director and Chief Information Officer at the DTCC, and also Chris Larson, Executive Chairman of Ripple. There is a major shift going on behind the scenes that the general public does not necessarily know about, and these connections, either directly or indirectly, always have something to do with Ripple. Now, again, pay attention, the DTCC and Ripple both being a part of this high-level advisory board from the IMF, who is putting out working papers and fundamentals discussing a new kind of multilateral platform. Now, the vocabulary is clear across the board. Now, if we come over here to the DTCC website, people think that there can be no correlation with Ripple and XRP, but that is highly misunderstood. If we come down here on the fundamental from the DTCC that was released this year on January 3rd, 2023, at a recent meeting organized by the Network Forum, panelists agreed that automation and straight-through processing, STP, are critical enablers to advance accelerated settlement cycles. Now, I specifically highlighted for you all the network forum, right? Well, if we come over here, and again, just in correlation, real fast to cover the vocabulary that we've gone over, it literally mentions right here in correlation with the network forum panelists, straight through processing systems are critical enablers to advance accelerated settlement cycles. Now, we already know that Ripple provides a straight through processing system. Okay. So don't you find it interesting that if we come over here to the network forum website, we look at the founding partners, BNB Paribas, Citi, Clearstream, Commerce Bank, Deutsche Bank, Euroclear, HSBC. Hopefully, I'm not butchering this one. Raiffeisen Bank International, SEB, Societe Generale, Standard Chartered, and UniCredit all in some way, shape, or form, either directly or indirectly, tie back to Ripple. Let me just show you that rabbit hole real fast. So we'll specifically focus on BNB Paribas. Finastra joins RippleNet to support cheaper cross-border payments. It goes on to talk about on-demand liquidity with XRP right here. Additionally, Finastra's customers will have the option to use on-demand liquidity, which leverages Ripple's cryptocurrency XRP for cross-border payments. Who's involved in this? Finastra has been an active player in financial blockchain applications since May 2019. The firm added 3 more banks, and one of those banks that will have access through on-demand liquidity with XRP is BNB Paribas. Again, in correlation with the network forum, BNB Paribas, a founding partner who just so happens to be part of the network forum from the Dtcc, mentioning straight-through processing systems being critical enablers to advance accelerated settlement cycles. Moving down the rabbit hole, we see Citibank coming over here. Citibank extends partnership with Ripple, powered by Volante's Volpe. Moving more so down the rabbit hole, we go on to talk about Clearstream. This is a World Economic Forum PDF where it talks about a lot of large players using distributed ledger technology. And down here, it goes on to talk about Standard Chartered, illustrating the magnitude of activities. And Clearstream is counteracting collateral scarcity with joint liquidity alliance ledgers with 4 other central security depositors. Standard Chartered is bringing blockchain to life with ventures such as TradeSafe, leveraging distributed ledger technology, reducing the risk of duplicate invoicing and fraudulent activity. Also partnering with Ripple, a U.S. fintech that is pioneering global financial settlement solutions through a multi-bank initiative that offers straight-through processing and real-time settlement. Do you all see, again, how it's mentioning Clearstream, it's mentioning Standard Chartered, Ripple, and it's mentioning straight-through processing and real-time settlement solutions? Again, in correlation with the founding partners of the network forum, we see right here, we've covered BNB Paribas, Citi, Clearstream, all in some way, shape, or form, either directly or indirectly connected to Ripple. It cannot be a coincidence that every single person on this list is either directly or indirectly correlated with Ripple. We see right here, Euroclear. So to move on, you all know who Marjan Delantine is, and if not, let me inform you. Marjan Delantine, Managing Director, Payments at Settle. Well, if we come down here and we look at her work history, she was the global head of banking at Ripple. Now, also prior to her time at Ripple, she just so happened to be a senior sales and relationship manager at Euroclear. Interesting, right? Moving down the line, HSBC, executive and Swift board member, joins Ripple to support continued global growth. Moving on, this was very interesting, a connection between Raiffeisen and Ripple. This is the Unchain FinTech Festival that happened last year in July, powered by Visa. And who was a part of this panel discussion or the individual speakers at this event? Ripple and Raiffeisen Bank. Very interesting. Moving down the line, we see SEB and Ripple to build real-time payment systems on blockchain. Ripple to collaborate with major bank to provide Finastra. Well, if we scroll down here, collaborating with a company like Ripple that harnesses innovative blockchain technology to provide fast and reliable cross-border payments is particularly beneficial for our customers in geographies where costs of correspondent banking is high. The platform boasts big clients including BNB Paribas, Natixis, and Societe Generale. Interesting how, again, Societe Generale is one of those individuals on the network forum founding partners. Last but not least, we have Standard Chartered and UniCredit. It cannot be a coincidence. There are too many connections. This is from the Ripple website. Ripple-powered instant payment services now live with Axis Bank, Rack Bank, and Standard Chartered. And last but not least, we saw back in 2016, 7 leading banks joined Ripple's global network. And who is one of those leading global banks? UniCredit. all in connection with, again, the network forum, who came from where? The DTCC, mentioning a straight-through processing system that is critical, an enabler to advance accelerated settlement cycles. We already know that Ripple does provide a straight-through processing system. We also know that Ripple is a multilateral platform. Ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video breakdown, again, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel. This is not investing advice. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy Ripple shares or XRP, the cryptocurrency. I highly advise that you do your research on how deep this intertwined web really truly goes. Let me know what you all think. Do you all think that this is all a coincidence? The interconnectedness of Ripple behind the scenes, not only in correlation with the vocabulary, but the partners that correlate with the DTCC and the network forum, all having something either directly or indirectly a correlation with Ripple, the company. Many blessings to you all. As always, be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you all in the next video breakdown.